Hey.
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 Hey. I like it. What do you think? Hey, boys. What's going on?
Dude.
I got
Nothing, man.
I got a quick question for you guys.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I kind of dig this. So, would you rather have a longer career and
Not
be
where I thought you were going.
an MLB average to maybe slightly above average player, or have a shorter career but be much more explosive in that short career? And I'll give you the inspiration for this question as well after you guys answer.
I want to be a tenured guy. I want to be around longer and not as good.
Okay.
Like how short? Like Josh Hamilton short?
I don't know. Let's just say like 20 years versus 10 years or something, just for sake of it.
I think I'm going for longevity as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to make that name. I want to give myself a chance to accrue those numbers and maybe like in 50 years get voted in by the Veterans Committee. I won't be a ballot, but I'll get voted in for the Veterans Committee for sure.
I feel like the 20-year guys have a better chance to get into like coaching and stuff too, managing.
That's true.
You know?
Possibility, yeah. So, okay. I not where I thought you guys were going to go. I think I would go for the shorter, more explosive career.
Oh, yeah. That, pretty much described your whole life.
That's exactly right. Short and sweet. And okay, so here is the one, and you're going to hate your answer after I tell you this. The reason that I was looking at that is I was comparing Cal Ripken Jr. to Troy Tulowitzki.
Okay.
So obviously Ripken had that very long career. This is going to upset a lot of boomers, and I can't wait to say it, but Ripken, touch overrated.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too.
Had a 112 career OPS plus, which is solid. He was also voted into the All-Star game every year of his career except for the first two seasons. Well, the first season he only had 40 plate appearances, but from 1983 to 2001, he was a representative every single year, despite the fact that from 97 to 2001, he only had one season with an OPS plus above 100.
Oh, wow.
So that's not great. Tulo, obviously we know, career cut short due to injuries, had a 118 career OPS plus, so a few points higher. Fewer accolades, obviously, just because he was around for a shorter time. But I thought that was kind of interesting comparing the two. They're a lot more alike than you would think on the surface, and Tulo actually has the edge if you go per game stats for a while. So,
Cal Ripken won 2 MVPs, which is crazy. I would have never guessed that, to be honest. And in 91, when he won the MVP, he led the league in led the entire league in 2 stats. Obviously, games played and total bases. That was it.
Yeah, that was also his career year in OPS plus, where he had 162.
Correct.
But he didn't come close to that in any other season. He only got to the 140s 3 times besides that year. But for the most part, he was right around 120, 123, 105, 128, 105, 114. And then from the MVP year on, 93, 97, 107, 91, 102. So, kind of a sharp decline at the end of his career.
I definitely will be the first to say that I didn't get to watch a whole lot of Cal Ripken because of, being a baby. But he never, stood out to me as, crazy, other than, obviously the consecutive games played. That's the biggest thing that he ever did. But, I mean, I'm looking at his numbers now, though. The motherfucker had 600 doubles, 431 home runs.
Sure. I mean, that happens when you accrue 11,551 at-bats over your career.
Yeah, you've got a point.
It's interesting, though. I was going to say it's probably a lot because of his defense, but he's only got, 2 Gold Gloves?
Right, yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I'm looking at the AL MVP voting for 1991. He finished first with an 11.5 WAR. He led all of baseball with an 11.5 WAR that year. Okay. Next up was Cecil Fielder with a 3.8 WAR.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's far at least away.
So maybe it was defense, but he just wasn't winning the Gold Gloves because of other people. I mean,
yeah, he did have one that year and the next year, but yeah, you're right. You look at it, 1, What, just those two?
Yeah, just 2 Gold Gloves.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Omar Vizquel took over.
Oh, yeah, American League shortstop. That makes sense.
93 through 2001 was all Vizquel. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, sick. All right. Well, Tone, you and me, we're going to stick around for the long haul. Dan's going to, putter out about 10 years or whatever.
I'll be here, dude.
Cool, doggy.
That's how I do.
You're listening to the Upper Decker Podcast.
And welcome back. It's episode 82 of the Upper Decker Podcast. I am your boy, Ty.
I'm your boy, Tone.
And I'm your boy, Dan.
You take 1 week off and you forget how we do this. We've done it 82 times now, bro.
I was literally staring at Dan going, are you going to go, dude?
Sure wasn't.
Tone completely forgot. He's on Maryland time still.
I am back in town, though. I am back in town.
I'm glad you are. We missed you,
Thankfully,
sir.
yeah.
And just in honor of that, for my number 82, I went ahead and got another dope name. We're just going to double up on them this week, boys. What do you say?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Number
DP and them dope names?
Yeah. Number 82, I have none other than Johnny Lazor.
Nice.
Yeah, bros.
I hope he had a little brother named Tommy Blazer.
Johnny Lazor, Tommy Blazer. What other funny ones can we do? Jimmy Taser.
Oh.
Phineas Phaser.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm sure we could do this all for like an hour, but let's not.
Okay, that's fair.
Gary Gazer.
I'm done with you. All right. So Johnny Lazor played with the Red Sox from 1943 to 1946. He debuted when he was 30 years old.
Okay.
Why, you may ask? Well, yeah, it's just because of this thing called World War II. So he was filling in for none other than Ted Williams and Dom DiMaggio, who was Joe's younger brother, who both played for the Red Sox. So once they got drafted into battle, Johnny Lazor was like, hey, fuck it, yeah, I'll play. That's cool. He had played like independent league stuff and whatever up until then, but was never signed to the big league squad until this year. But he technically should have won the 1945 batting title, but the AL president decided he did not play the field enough to qualify because he pinch hit in 20 out of the 101 games that he played in.
Boo.
That's obnoxious.
So, shout out again to another former Tony Tone's dope name of the day, Stuffy Sternweiss. Snuffy Sternweiss
There it
actually
is.
won that year. So he had 632 at bats and batted 309. And Johnny Lazor hit 310 and 335 at bats. So
What? You mean the batting average crown went to only 309?
Right.
What?
Oh, God. Fucking boomers. So, yeah, that sucks. That is quite a difference, though. Like 300 at bats. I get it. But also at the same time, like, come on. His name's Johnny Lazor, bro.
Yeah.
Think of the endorsement deals you could have had back then. Just Johnny Lazor just ripping lasers out there, dude. Just
What could have been.
shit. Right.
Johnny Lazor hits a dick shot to dick shot.
Exactly. Apparently he was kind of a bit of a hard ass as well because, I'm not condoning the use of chewing tobacco, but however, this man chewed tobacco his entire life. He died at the age of 90 in 2002, and he was buried with a couple cans of chewing tobacco because he chewed up until the day before he died.
Just in case he wasn't dead, he comes back to life. He's got some chew for him.
People showed up and they brought like memorabilia for him, like his playing from his playing times and shit, and they brought him cans of Chewbacca.
That's wild.
And they dumped it in there when he got buried.
Wow.
So,
Good for him.
Old Johnny Lazor, dude, just doing some wild shit.
I mean, Sinatra was buried with a bottle of Jack Daniels, so that makes sense, I guess.
Hey, you know what? If you're good at something, don't stop. You know what I mean? Fuck it. All right, Mr. Tone, you're back now. You got birthdays? What's up?
Oh, I'm back. We do got some birthdays. First birthday is our boyfriend of the show, Xavier Scruggs.
Boyfriend
Look
of the
at
show.
you two
Absolutely.
morons.
It's not my. Why'd you snag such a bad pick?
I like mine. I look like a fucking idiot, and I'm okay with it.
I look great. Look how attentive I am. Paying attention to
Yeah.
Xavier.
We couldn't have found a better one.
That was the only one I had.
We had a whole hour's worth of a video, bro. We could have just snagged one good pick.
Yeah, but to be fair, we were all in that conversation, so I don't think anybody else was getting screenshots of that.
Bro, it's been up for like 5 months. Just go back. It's on YouTube. Go back and screenshot a better fucking picture.
Fair enough.
I like this one.
I look like a ghost.
Xavier Scruggs is 34 years old this week. He played parts of 3 seasons in the Bigs with St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins. Then headed over to the KBO where he crushed it in his first season with the NC Dinos. Batted an even 300 with a 402 on base, 595 slug, coming out to a 997 OPS. Hit 35 ding-dongs and 111 RBIs in just 115 games. Almost an RBI per game. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's
telling me.
unreal.
X-Man rakes, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was killing it over there in the KBO. He's got some cool stuff going on. So he was an announcer for ESPN for part of the 2021 College World Series. That was cool. In April of this year, he joined the St. Louis Cardinals front office as the diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant. And now he's got his own podcast called The Bigs, which we encourage you to check out wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah,
wherever you listen to us, go check him out too.
If you listened to our interview with X, you will know that he leaked that on, I don't know, accidental or on purpose before any of that was official. So
yeah,
you could have been in the know if you would have listened to us first.
Right.
That's true. All right, boys. Next birthday, the one and only Joe Morgan would be 78 this week. Passed away last year, unfortunately, almost a year ago now. It seems like it was just a few months, but
right.
Incredible player, Hall of Famer, 2-time MVP. He's got a couple World Series rings, 10-time All-Star, 5 Gold Gloves, an All-Star Game MVP, and 1 Silver Slugger just for shits and giggles. Career award just over 100.
Pretty good.
Yeah. That's good. He is one of only 31 players in MLB history to achieve that.
Wow.
I think Albert Pujols is sitting at like 99.6.
Yeah, he keeps going up and down, like right at it.
I know. It's tough because it's not just about longevity. Like you could actually go down in numbers. So
yeah, he's
we'll
99.7 right now.
Ooh, 99.7, man. Let's see. He was just the type of player that just got on base. He led the league in OBP 4 different times, including both of his MVP seasons. Also led 4 different times in walks. Had 40-plus steals 9 different times.
Wow.
Twice he reached 67 steals, but never once did he lead the league. Crazy.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah. He finished with 689 for his career, which is good for 11th all time. Dude just terrorizing people on the base pads, man.
Pretty good.
Did he this is a stupid question.
Are you gonna ask about Ricky Henderson?
Yes.
They overlapped a little bit, but not as much. I looked at it and I didn't have time right before the show. I was trying to figure out who was taking all. If someone has the time to look it up,
I got you.
Also, real quick before anybody looks at anything, what year was Ricky Henderson's last year? Off the top of your head,
I think it was like 2004.
Yeah, I want to say it was right around there too. I was say like 02, 03.
Okay, well, yep, it was 2003, and I had 0 idea.
I only knew because we looked it up like not too long ago.
I would have said like 1994. I mean, he started in 1979. He played in 4 different decades, but
right.
Again, that's Ricky, not Joe Morgan here. But
yeah, so they only overlapped for 6 seasons then.
right. And Joe, that wasn't when Joe was, stealing a bunch of bases.
bags.
So,
Right.
Sure.
yeah,
Lou,
I don't know.
Is it Lou Brock? When did Lou play?
Lou was like
60s.
50s, 60s, or 60s, 70s.
50s, 60s, I believe.
61 through 79, fellas.
Yeah, there you go.
All wrong.
You said 60s? We were half right.
Yeah, so that was probably a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So how many times did Lou Brock lead the league?
Lou Brock led the league 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
Okay, yep, most of them.
1966 through 1974, excluding 1970.
Mm-hmm. That was it, man. That was probably most of them right there. So
God, I'm so smart. I knew it.
you're a genius.
Off the top of your head, man.
All right, boys. Last birthday.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yeah, talk about Joe.
I got 2 things, actually. I'm lying. Mo Jorgan. And then, so you said he's one of 31 people to be career WAR of 100 plus?
Yes, but you might have a different number. This is according to Baseball Reference, which includes the Negro Leagues now.
That's totally fine.
Oh, okay.
So he's one of 31. So me and Dan actually talked about some cool stuff last week with Scherzer striking out his 3,000th.
Mm-hmm.
So 32 players have collected 3,000 hits. So there's more people that have collected 3,000 hits than have a career WAR of 100 plus.
Oh.
There's 28 members of the 500 home run club. 23 perfect games have been thrown, and then Scherzer is the 19th member of the 3,000 club. So even
That's
then,
insane.
the 3,000 strikeout club is more exclusive than somebody who collects 100 WAR in a career.
Dude.
Holy cow.
That is insane. That
Wow.
it rang a bell. I had to go back and find out.
No, I like that.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those stats are things that I don't think will be broken or not a whole lot of people joining those clubs
Right.
just because
Right.
of the way the game is played now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. Elite company. All right, dudes. Last birthday. What was that look for?
I'm just waiting, bro.
Your Tony Tote name of the day. It is Stuffy McInnes.
That's what she said.
Oh.
That's yes. Old Stuffy played for a bunch of different teams: Philadelphia Athletics, Boston Red Sox, Cleveland Indians, Boston Braves,
Okay.
Pittsburgh Pirates, and I think he played like one game for the Phillies. He was a first baseman, and he was good at it.
Okay.
He played from 1909 to 1927. He won 4 World Series in that time. He was a 307 career batting average guy, but he was actually most known for his glove. Supposedly one of the best of that era. In 1911, he was part of Connie Mack's famous $100,000 infield.
Wow.
The whole infield was about a fourth of the minimum salary today.
That's insane.
Yeah. It was Eddie Collins, Jack Barry, and Home Run Baker. Dope name.
So sick.
Nice.
So sick.
Yep. So apparently old Stuffy, his size, I think he was like 5'7". His size and his baby face caused a couple hiccups throughout his career. So when he joined MLB, he was only 18.
Mm-hmm.
And in one of his first games, the umpire told the manager to get his mascot off the field.
No way.
Yeah. I guess they thought he was just like some kid that was like representing the I don't know.
Who's that boy?
Right. And then another time he met Babe Ruth, who they would actually later become teammates. But so he saw Babe Ruth after a game at the hotel that they were staying at, after he had just got done playing against him. And he looks at Babe and he says, "You pitched a fine game out there today, Babe. That fastball of yours is really hopping all afternoon." And the great Bambino looks at him dead in the eye and says, "Yeah, kid, it was a pretty good game. Glad you got to get out to the ballpark to see it."
Oh my god. Well,
like wasn't even being funny. Literally
Right.
just thought he was some kid.
in Stuffy's defense, Babe was probably hammered and about 8 hot dogs deep.
Guaranteed.
Story of my life. So I said he was known for his glove. In 1919, Stuffy made 7 errors in 118 games, which was good for a .995 fielding percentage.
Oh, wow.
In 1920, the next year, he made another 7, but it was over 148 games for a league-leading .996 fielding percentage.
Dang.
And in 1921, the following year, he made only 1 error in 152 games for a record .9993 fielding percentage.
Jesus.
And apparently
Pretty
that one error was debatable. It was a pickoff attempt at first base. The catcher threw it. It was a low throw, and apparently the runner got back to the bag in time anyways. Like he was going to be safe no matter what.
Right.
But they still charged him with an error, which
That
is
sucks.
kind of bullshit.
Shit.
So apparently, old Stuffy, he was apparently a really nice guy. He wasn't like a controversial figure at all, like a lot of these guys we talk about. But he apparently ran into the sports writer who had been serving as the official scorer that night.
Right.
They ran into each other on the train later that day, and they got into an argument about the scoring, and he just socked him in the nose.
Hell yes. Attaboy, Stuffy.
Just said, boop.
Fuck your
I
air.
imagine that's how he punched him too. It probably wasn't even aggressive. It was probably just a,
Right.
Just flicked him on the fucking nose.
right. So, anyways, that is Stuffy McInnes,
Hell
your
yeah,
dope
bro.
name, and that's all your birthdays this week.
You know, for a guy nicknamed Stuffy, you would think he would have hit a home run more than 20 times in his career.
You would think so. He got I don't always tell why they got the nickname because it's not very exciting typically, and this one's not either. But if you're curious, he got the nickname as a kid before he went pro because every time he would like get a good, make a good play or get a hit or something like that, people would be saying that's the stuff, and then his teammates just started calling him Stuffies.
I actually like that a lot.
Really?
I think
Okay,
that's awesome.
all
Yeah.
right, maybe I'll start sharing some more. Sometimes they don't even tell you how they got them, or it's just
It's
not
just
exciting,
funny to
but-
hear like that old timey bullshit. Like,
Right.
oh, that's Stuffy. He's got that stuff.
Right.
Like, it's just hilarious.
I'm
Yeah.
just glad that he didn't like die a horrible death at age 48 or something. Like it's a nice change of pace for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how.
He died when he was 60 boys. You know he did.
Nice.
I'm looking at it right now, bro.
Nice.
Hell yeah, Stuffy McInnes. Did I say that? Did I do that out loud? Or
Yeah, you
was that
did.
in my head? Oh shit.
No,
Unreal.
it was very loud.
Well, it is what it is. All right. Well, I think we take a break now to talk about how to give us money, right? Is that how we do? I'm out of the loop.
I
think that's usually
I
what
don't know
happens
what's
next.
going on.
I think that's how we do now. All right, let's do that. So I'm going to get that going down there at the bottom. Follow us on, all of the socials down there at Upper Decker Pod. Forgot to throw that on, but get after that now. And as soon as you're done with that, just head over to be a monthly contributor at anchor.fm/upperdeckerpod/support. You can give us 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99 a month. All of that goes right back into the show, helps pay for new equipment, helps pay for subscriptions and website fees and all that fun stuff. Pays for Tone to go to Maryland and shit so he can miss weeks and take a vacation. Like, fucking
Hell
unreal. Me and Dan just stay here and slave away, and Tone just goes on vacations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to buy us a dinner while we're on any of those vacations, you can just do a one-time thing over at PayPal. It's paypal.me/upperdeckerpod. Do that one-time donation. Again, it'll either all go into the show or into our bellies. Love it.
There's plenty of room for that too.
8 hot dogs deep, baby.
8 hot dogs deep, just like I like it, Dad. Okay, we got Wheelhouse. Let's talk a little bit who's hot and who's not. Boys, I'll let you fight over this first one. Who wants it?
Dibs.
All right.
Well, I want the first two.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Just-
That's not fair.
just
No, I'll
go.
take the-
Just go.
I'll take it. All right. First one up, we got St. Louis Cardinals are hot right now. So they are on currently an MLB leading 8-game win streak.
Whoop-de-doo!
They're 9-1 in their last 10. Tyler O'Neill, who we're going to talk about a little bit fucking later, has been absolutely on fire. He was actually named the NL Player of the Week last week after going 9 for 23.
Pretty good.
His slash line was just fucking stupid. 391, 481 on base, 826 slug, and a 1308 OPS. He had 3 home runs and 10 RBIs, and 2 of those 3 home runs were the game winners on both Friday and Saturday over the Padres. Pretty good week.
I saw the one on Saturday in person, and it was a fucking pisser, boys.
It was a Johnny Lazor is what it was.
Pisser. I heard it off the bat, and I was like, no way, dude.
Right.
That was crazy.
All right, Tone, do this next one.
All right. The Toronto Blue Jays are also hot. They went 4-2 last week, including a series win over the Rays. That's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, they're 15-2 since the beginning of the month, and their offense is averaging almost 8 runs per game over that stretch.
Wow.
They're so fun to watch. They're still sitting in the second wild card spot and are only 1 game behind Boston for the top spot. So could get home field advantage in that wild card game. We'll have to see. I got to say, too, I really like Toronto in a wild card game. I don't think they have the pitching depth to match up with a few teams for a longer series necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got an explosive offense, that alone, nice hat, Dan. That alone
I was waiting for
can
it.
do it. And then you put Robbie Ray out there with Ryu on reserve or something.
Yeah, you put Robbie Ray in a 1-game playoff with that offense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who can beat them.
I really don't think.
Your boy is firmly on the Toronto bandwagon right now. I'm gonna turn this back around
dude.
though.
What about my hat? That's the thing that I don't like though about the wild card game is if you do sneak into it, you're using your best pitcher right then and there, and then you're going into the division series
Right.
automatically starting your number 2, and you're going to be, quote unquote, like mismatched, like you were saying, with the depth that they don't really have right now. And we'll talk about it later. But Ryu just went down; he's on the IL, so like that's
okay, yeah, I
that's
missed
number
that.
2. So
I mean, honestly, you could start Alek Manoah in a wild card
I
game
was
too,
gonna say,
and I would
yeah.
still be fine with that
yeah,
because that dude's been on fire lately. What did he just throw?
True.
10 innings and have like 14 Ks
right.
last week,
Yeah, that's
or
a
8
tough
or 8
call.
innings. I mean, yeah.
That's a tough call, man. I mean, but you do whatever you have to do to get into the next series. I mean, you don't ideally want to waste your best players, but whatever it takes.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't use your best players, then you don't win. Then
Right.
There's nothing. Then there's nothing that comes.
Yeah, ask the Indians about that one.
Right. Yeah. No shit. We'll
Oh
talk
no,
a
that
little
was the Orioles. Sorry.
Was that where they didn't pitch Britain? Is that
Yep.
what you're talking about?
Yep.
So this one kind of scares me. The Phillies are also very hot right now. They are creeping up on the old Bravos. The Braves are 4-6, I believe, in their last 10, so not too hot. Phillies are only 2 games back in the NL East. So we've got 12 games left in the season-ish.
Yeah, the Mets are falling out. It's
Mets
pretty
are
much a
falling
2-horse
out.
race at this point.
So along with that, Bryce is finally doing, Bryce things, and he's carrying that team right now. He, from the looks of it, man, he might dethrone Tatis for that MVP race. Like, he is coming out swinging. He's leading the NL in slugging, OPS plus, extra base hits. He's second on base percentage and top 4 in walks, home runs, doubles, and total bases.
He's second in total bases by 1 base, by the way, behind Freeman.
Wow, dude.
The NL could get weird, man. There's a lot. Well, both leagues could get weird. There's definitely some options still. I mean, you mentioned Philadelphia could catch the Braves. Right now the wild card game would be the Dodgers and the Cardinals. But I mean,
I was gonna say chances are whoever wins the NL East is still going straight to the division. So it's crazy how that works. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah,
the
it's so
NL East
weird. I'm also not convinced that the Giants are going to hold on to that
number one
division.
spot.
So I mean, it's Dodgers and Cardinals right now, but it could end up being Giants and Braves, or Giants and Reds, or Cardinals and I mean, there's it's exciting.
As a Cardinals fan, it's terrifying because I don't want to see either the Giants or the Dodgers, but I would prefer to see the Dodgers win the division and take the Giants, because that means that they're falling down a little bit.
Right.
I agree with that.
I'm going to make one last note on the Blue Jays. You know who we didn't even mention in the starting rotation? Jose Barrios.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even fucking talk about him.
Completely forgot, bro.
So they could completely sit Ryu. They don't even have to start Ray. They could put Barrios in the freaking wild card game and then start Ray and then go Manoah for games 1 and 2.
Right. Dang, bro. Yeah, okay. They got a little bit of depth. Never mind.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're going to be great. Let's move on to who's not hot right now. I will take the San Diego Padres. They are not doing so great. They're 5-11 since September 1st. They've been outscored 61-88 in that stretch, so not terrible. About 1 run per game outscored, but at the same time, down the stretch like this, it's September baseball, boys. If you're trying to get in with that team, you need to be doing it now, and they are not doing it. At the game on Saturday, Manny Machado was being held back in the dugout from screaming at Tatis. And Tatis was kind of arguing back with him. Like I said, I was at that game. Was that post strikeout where Tatis went down looking and then
started arguing? Yeah,
kind of threw a fit. Manny was like, "Get your shit together. Keep your head on. We need you in the game." Type shit.
Yeah, he was quoted saying, or he was heard saying, "It's not fucking about you."
Right.
To Tatis.
Right.
So,
so apparently that situation has been building for weeks, according to San Diego Union Tribune writer Kevin Acee. Is that his name? Kevin Ace?
Yeah, I'll go with that. I think AC sounds good.
So I don't know, a little bit of trouble in paradise, but also, I'm sure that Tatis is smart enough to be like, well, he was just trying to be a fucking leader, hopefully. Right. Because I think that's all that it was. You're in a pennant race. You've got to be able to step up and put your shit to the side. If you strike out, you strike out. You fucking walk back. Like, we knew that Cuzzy was bad that whole game. He was calling shit strikes all night.
Oh, my God,
That was one of the worst games I've ever seen called.
It was brutal. So, it's not just – it wasn't happening to just Tatis. I think that was probably the point that he was going to end up making.
It looks like this whole situation may end up costing Tingler his job, not just because of Machado and Tatis, but the fact that he doesn't have a firm enough grasp on the players to like squash that shit before it happens.
Right.
Because it was one of maybe the third base coach for the Padres, or it was one of their more like senior coaches had kind of stepped in and was pulling Tatis aside and talking to him, basically doing the things that the manager's supposed to be doing, right, to actually manage the players.
Well, to be fair, Tingler was already tossed though, right?
He was tossed at that point, but it's not this one situation. Since this has been building for weeks, the thought is that it should have been squashed because everyone has known about it. Right. And the reason Machado is the one who stepped in is because he was a known kind of hothead when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. He came up at 19 as well. He's been through it. He knows it. So he's kind of taken on that mentor role, which I actually really love seeing because Machado had a really bad reputation for a while. Mm-hmm. To kind of keep Tatis from having that same situation, and it's not looking great. They need like a Don Mattingly or a Dave Roberts or somebody like that in that dugout right now.
I don't know, man. Just promote Dip Schumacher to manager.
I was I'd really like to see Skip in that role, but Skip the skipper.
That would be cool.
The Padres are 3.5 games out of that wild card spot, so we'll see how that turns out these next 2 weeks or so, boys.
Mm-hmm. Also not hot, the New York Yankees. Ooh.
Good. Fuck them.
7-11 in September so far. They've only won 2 games or more in a row consecutively twice this month. Not very good considering they're still chasing Boston and Toronto in the wild card race. I mean, we've talked about it several times, but Toronto just shot up past
they're on fire,
past the Yankees, man. So, not looking good for the Yanks.
Yeah, the Reds are kind of in that same boat, man. They just can't string together a series of wins. So they've completely fallen out of the playoff spot. They're 3 back of the wild card. They were still in the division race coming into September. So they're 3-7 in their last 10. And over the course of those 10 games, they've only scored 5 runs twice. And they've lost both of those games, ironically. So their offense can't. I don't know. They just all of a sudden the bats went quiet at the wrong time of the year.
Right. I was going to say, I know that, Winker was having a hell of a season, and he's been battling injury for the last month or so.
Yeah.
Castellanos missed about a month with that wrist issue too. So I don't know if it's injuries or what, but yeah, they are all just cold at the same time, and it's not good. I was just looking at the standings, just kind of grazing through real quick. Arizona right now is 48.5 games back. Baltimore is 44.5 games back. That is just unreal.
That's so bad.
Wow.
That's so bad. I feel so bad for those fan bases. Baltimore, at least, they're going to be on the turn within the next 3 years. Arizona is just now getting into that we need to tear down and rebuild phase. So it's going to be brutal for Diamondbacks fans for a minute. Especially with the Dodgers and the Padres in that division.
And apparently the Giants.
And the Giants, yeah.
Yeah, unreal. So we got some injuries. I'm going to run through these, and then we'll talk about some cool stuff and, bring it back up a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
So our, quote-unquote big-name injuries. We talked about it earlier. Ryu went to the 10-day IL with neck tightness. You hate to see it, but, as we've kind of worked out together as a group, they've got some depth in that rotation, so they seem to be doing all right. Bad news for the Padres, those struggling Padres we just talked about. Blake Snell and Chris Paddock are unlikely to pitch the rest of the 2021 season. They said they both could come back for potential playoffs, but you got to make it there first, boys. Tell you what. As I just mentioned, Winker went back to the 10-day IL.
Winker?
I barely know her. Along with Shogo Akiyama. I like him. He just hasn't shown really what we thought that he was going to do. The Royals, dude, they had a bad week as well. So their ace, quote unquote, Brad Keller, is finished for the season with a right latch strain. Brady Singer goes on the 10-day IL after just a disappointing 2021. And Mike Minor, who they just received in a trade, goes to the IL as well. So their top 3 boys went down all within the same week. They're out of contention. They've been out of contention, but
I'm gonna jump in on this one. Keller, Singer, Minor. I barely know her.
Oh shit!
Whoa!
A 3-piece and a soda, dude. Holy shit!
Mic drop.
So a guy can't even focus. That's insane. 3 of them in one sentence. Unbelievable. All right. Shohei is battling arm soreness, apparently. But after a bullpen, they said that he's still expected to pitch this Sunday against Oakland. But I don't know if you risk it at this case. Your season's done. Just, I don't know, cool it, but do whatever you want. Staying with the Angels out there, Mike Trout and Joe Adell, both unlikely to return in 2021. Mike Trout has caught a little bit of that injury bug these last couple of years, and that is not a good sign for baseball. I don't like seeing any of that at all.
Right.
And Jake Mcgee goes back to the 10-day IL with an oblique strain. He's eligible to return September 24th at the earliest. That's a huge necessity for the Giants in that playoff run. He's been their lights-out closer all year, so you're going to need that boy healthy. You're going to need him back, and just let him rest it out the rest of the regular season, throw a couple bullpens, and come back fresh for the postseason. What you say?
Absolutely.
All right, boys. How about some cool stuff? Let's bring it up.
Cool
stuff. One thing that I want to talk about here, and I've kind of been following this a little bit over the last couple of years. The Indians are calling up Anthony Gose. Do you guys remember him?
I remember the name.
Yeah, I recognize the name.
We have the same name, but
true. So Anthony Gose was drafted by the Astros, traded to the Blue Jays, I believe, played a little bit with the Blue Jays during their playoff runs, and then was claimed off of waivers, I believe, by the Tigers. Ended up, slacking, wasn't performing, so he got sent down to the minors. He hasn't appeared in a major league game since 2016, and that's because he's been transitioning to a pitcher. So
Hey,
he's a
I
nice
love
little lefty pitcher now. He's been rocking out the minors for 4 years now.
Wow.
And apparently, I mean, he's doing great. He has like some command issues, but
Sure.
they're saying that he's started to work that out a little bit. So at AAA this season, he's 6-1 in 33 innings pitched with a 3.55 ERA, 49 strikeouts in those 33 innings, but also
Dang.
has 28 walks.
Ooh.
Okay.
So he's a little crazy, but his K per nine is unreal. It's a 13.4 this season. So
amazing.
I mean, he's just got the arm, man. You know, as an out, like that's what he was. He was like a defensive outfielder. Right. So you know that he's got a cannon if he can just learn to control it. It's going to be pretty wild. But given that he hasn't seen playing time in so long, if he's able to stick around, Cleveland still has control of him through 2025 because he's never amassed service time.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty fucking crazy. Hopefully something in the CBA changes to where maybe, just cut Mr. Ghost a break and let him sign a deal elsewhere. Otherwise, he's just on arbitration for the next, 3 years as a reliever who's going to throw, maybe 2 weeks in the majors in 2021.
In his 30s.
In his 30s, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure he's still going to make, decent money if he sticks around with the major league team, but
right.
Man, it's just it's crazy. So I hope he hangs out. I hope he sticks around and gets a little bit of a payday potentially from that arbitration case.
Hell yeah. More cool stuff. The Yankees, they plan to activate Luis Severino this week. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I
2 years.
really, really like Sevy. Yeah, he has not pitched since Game 3 of the 2019 ALDS.
It's crazy.
It's a long time ago. They seem to kind of want to use him out of the bullpen, which I think is smart.
Right.
Maybe he can get a few innings down the stretch and then maybe the playoffs. Hopefully not for his sake, but for the Yankees' sake. But
right.
Yeah, so that's cool, though. I'm glad to see him coming back.
I like Severino a lot. I hate that it took this long.
I know.
Because we talk about it all the fucking time. They delayed the Tommy John for so long.
Yeah.
Right.
And, now here we are with him finally, 2 years almost later, finally being able to make his return. And it's just sad to see. But happy to see that he's coming back.
It's like a Glasnow situation where they should have just done the surgery earlier.
Yeah, exactly. The list keeps going. It could be Glasnow, Verlander, Syndergaard, probably DeGrom at this point.
Right.
Just do it.
Yeah, they delayed the surgery 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
they waited the whole offseason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it started at the beginning of whatever it was. I guess last year when
he had surgery on February 27th of 2020.
Yeah.
Bless.
So, speaking of Glasnow, though, if y'all remember Shane Baz, he's actually going to make his MLB debut today.
It's a long time, Ty. I see you.
That's 19 months for Tommy John, bro?
Well, they say 12 to 18, so he had a setback in there. So, yeah. So
I think he started throwing off of a mound and then had to go back to flat surface, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, but I could be making that shit up. So
sorry, Dan. Shane Baz.
No, you're good. Yeah, Shane Baz is going to make his MLB debut today for the Rays. If y'all remember the now infamous trade between the Pirates and the Rays in 2018 that sent Glasnow and Austin Meadows down to Tampa for Chris Archer, that just did not work out as well. He was the player to be named later, just to make it even worse, just twist that knife a little bit more.
Just some guy named Shane Baz, whatever.
Yeah, one of the top pitching prospects in baseball.
Going to be number 11 overall, going to be Tampa's number 1 prospect. No big deal, bro.
Yeah.
Right. He's only 22 years old. It seems like he should be a lot older than that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he was drafted 12th overall by the Pirates in 2017, so he was drafted out of high school in the first round. So, I mean, that makes sense. This year in Double-A, through 7 starts, he had a 2.84 ERA, struck out 49 in 32 2/3 innings. And then in Triple-A, obviously those numbers are going to get you promoted. He did a little bit better, actually. In 10 starts, he had a 1.76 ERA and 46 innings with 64 Ks to 11 walks.
Okay, so you're saying it's pretty good.
Is pretty outstanding. So I'm excited to watch this dude pitch in the majors.
This is what I'm doing tonight. I'm getting off of this and I'm watching this game.
Yeah,
I'm getting off of this too.
Huh?
Ooh. Oh, you mean you're
Wow, Mr. Tone getting dirty. Okay, I dig it. Yeah, dude, I've been waiting for Baz to come up for a minute. I'm so excited to watch this kid. Like, like you said, Dan, though, he's only 22. I feel like that's crazy. That's insane to me because, he was traded to Tampa, I think it was 2018.
2018, yeah, 3 years ago. So the year after he was drafted.
That's fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah, that's when Glasnow comes back in, 2023 at this point.
Right.
2/5 of their starting rotation is going to be from that trade from Chris Archer.
Unbelievable.
And it'll be their number 1 and number 2 guy.
Right. And then if Chris Archer just decides to stay with the Rays, he could be their number 5
get him
starter.
back.
Right. Unreal, bro. So talking about acquisitions here, the Braves deadline acquisition, Mr. Eddie Rosario, hit for the cycle over the weekend. It's the second for the Braves this season. Freddie was the other one that did it no more than a month ago, actually. And the 4th overall in 2021. So we're seeing a lot of cycles. Trey Turner started it off, followed by Jake Cronenworth, then Freeman, and Rosario. So cool to see, man. I think the cycle is like my favorite thing in all of baseball.
It's
Just
pretty,
the anticipation.
it's exciting.
Right. I mean, if obviously if there's like a 20 strikeout game going on or some shit, like that's unbelievable to me.
Right.
But the cycle is just, it's so cool. Everything has to work perfectly. You have to get guys who like Freddie, who don't hit triples. Like, he's got to get that triple in. I love cycles. I love them.
Yeah.
A cycle that ends in a triple or a home run is the best.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially the home run. Like, dude, you hit a home run and that finishes a cycle. It's just like, yes. It's
right.
It's just the icing on the cake.
I mean, you can top the cake with like a Nolan Arenado walk-off home run for the cycle.
Right.
Carlos Gonzalez walk-off home run for the cycle, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The cycles just get me going.
You know what else gets me going?
I want to hear about it.
Sportsmanship.
Sportsmen's. Sports!
Mookie Betts tracked down and got the first home run ball back for TJ Friedl of the Cincinnati Reds. So Friedl hit a home run to, was it right field?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mookie came out the next inning with a signed bat and exchanged it with the fan. So got the ball back for Friedl, opposite team. Just a cool thing to do. It was not only Friedel's first home run, but his first career hit. So very important baseball. I've never heard of Friedl, so he's already 26. So I'm guessing he's not going to be a guy that's going to have like an insane career. So that's a really big moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's good on the fans to like notice that too. Like, they could have, just as simply been like, nah, like I caught this ball. It's mine. But, he saw Mookie waving him down and was like, oh, yeah, for sure. And tossed it back. Didn't even think twice.
Yeah, there was no hesitation.
And at that time, like, he didn't even know he was going to get anything out of it, I don't think. You know, and then Mookie came out the next inning with the bat and he was like fucking waving him down and shit.
Right.
So, good on him, man. Good on everything. I loved it.
I love it.
I love it a lot.
You know what else I love?
No.
Fuck you.
Whatever. What do you love? Say it. I want you to say it.
Our boys.
Creepy.
Not doing it.
Creepy McCreeperson.
Talking about our boys.
Oh, whatever, dude. All right. So, so last week, Dan chose Alex Bregman. Tone chose Tyler O'Neill. And I picked Francisco Lindor. And it's just not been a good go-around for me at all this season. I came in third place here with Frankie Lindor. Thumbs down to that feller. Tony, you going to help us out, bro? What's going on, bro?
What's going on with what?
The screen, dog. Where are we at?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was...
He's just reveling in his fucking win again.
I know. He's like, look at all the stats. Like,
I
look
was
what
looking
I did.
at the stats. 100%.
Look what I did this week.
100%. Oh, my goodness.
All right. So, Frankie, not great. 6 for 23 on the week. A 261 average, not great. Slugging 304, pretty dog shit. 7 total bases, you love to see it. That's because he hit 0 home runs. 3 runs, 1 RBI, struck out 7 times and walked 3 for a total of 10.5 boy points. Francisco Lindor, You let me down, bro. It is not even just you. It's everybody. Let's go back on this list. Francisco Lindor, DJ Peters, Brandon Marsh, Ozzie Albies, Trey Turner, Jose Abreu, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. for the last 9 straight fucking weeks.
I mean, you kind of did it to yourself for a second with Brandon Marsh and DJ Peters, but
that's because I had already given up. There was no way for me to win.
You went Tatis, Machado, Abreu, Turner, and Albies.
Right.
One of the best players in the game, all back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
And couldn't pull it out.
DJ Peters got more points than Frankie Lindor.
That's because you picked Joey Votto the week he hit 8 home runs, and George Springer the week he hit 6 home runs.
And then Jose hit 4.
Yeah.
And Soto went the fuck off 2 weeks ago.
Last week, Semien had 4 or 5, I think. He had 37 total bases or some shit.
And then O'Neill went ham.
Yeah,
done with National League Player of the fucking week.
Done
All right. I hated picking Bregman to begin with, and now I hate it even more because I finished in second while picking him.
It wasn't a bad week for him.
No, it really wasn't. That's the most frustrating part. So his slash 304, 407, 435 slug for an 842 OPS, which you take that. 10 total bases. So, okay, I guess. But I mean, fucking O'Neill's on base was 50 points higher than Bregman's slugging. So, I really didn't have a chance in this one.
Right.
6 RBIs, struck out 4 times to 4 walks for 25 boy points this week.
All right.
Whatever, dude. Just get it over with.
Look how muscular he is.
He's a huge human being.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Bro Neal went 9 for 23. Oh, we all had 23 at bats. Did we already acknowledge that?
No. I saw it earlier though.
Okay. 391, 481, 826. That sounds like an OPS, but that's his slug this week for a 1.307 OPS. 3 dingers, 19 total bases, 10 ribs, 9 runs, 4 walks. Did strike out 10 times, but didn't hurt him that much. Also threw in a couple stolen bases just because he's awesome. That's good for 45 boy points.
If you add Bregman and Lindor's OPS, it doesn't beat O'Neill's OPS by nearly as much as it should. It's only 190 point difference. The two of ours combined compared to O'Neill's.
Yeah. You guys have less total bases combined, less RBIs combined, less runs combined.
Yeah, we get it, bro. We fucking get it.
Less stolen base. All right, I'm done. I love you guys so much.
I love you too, man.
I love you, but I hate you.
I think you've literally picked the player of the week 4 out of these last 9 that you've gotten right. I know Joey Votto did. I think George Springer did that week too. Juan Soto did. I think Semien did. And O'Neill did.
So yeah, it's 5.
I should probably have been betting money this entire time.
Yeah, you have nothing to show for it other than you got 13 boy points, dog.
What if I parlayed the player of the week? That would be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Here I am sitting in my family room, not with hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, all right, you want to take a look at next week's boys or this week's boys?
I did something crazy, boys.
You did. You picked a Cardinal.
Look what I did, dude.
Cardinal.
I picked a Cardinal.
Oh my goodness!
I think this is the first time I don't know what this is from.
It is the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, of course. That's definitely why we don't know what it's from.
Oh no, I fucking love the Jonas Brothers. I just wouldn't have picked this out for to know who it was.
Yeah, I even gave you Dan. I even gave you old Nick J over there.
I love me some Nick Jonas.
Unreal, boys. All right. Well, I chose Dylan Carlson for 2 reasons. One, I was stuck in the Central. So I went ahead and picked a Cardinal, hoping that, I just soil everything, and he does so bad this next week that they fall out of playoff contention. Okay. That's where I'm at.
Okay, that's fair.
Right. Dan?
I had the East, so I picked Joey Gallo on the struggling Yankees. But, he hit 5 home runs last week, and he plays Texas this week. So, please hit some home runs this week. Even if you just front load them all against Texas, that's fine. Because I think they go to Boston and play to end the week. So,
okay. Best of luck, sir.
Yeah.
I'm going with Corey Seeger of the Los Angeles Dodgers this week. I gotta admit, I was looking through. not a whole lot of players from the West have been hot lately.
Right.
And it's very dwindled now. Like the West is like, I feel like I'm picking from the Central because you guys have been taking Machado and Tatis and all those big guys.
Yeah, we've depleted all the big names and they've done shit for us. They've done nothing.
Yeah. But anyways, I like Corey Seeger a lot. He is heating up right now, which is a good sign. And they've got 3 games in Colorado.
Ooh, that'll be a good one. Okay.
And 3 games in Arizona. So, the ball's going to be flying. I'm excited.
Every time you mention balls flying, I get excited.
I forgot I have a third reason why I picked Dylan Carlson as well.
Okay.
He has 8 games this week, 4 at Milwaukee and 4 at Chicago. They got a doubleheader, I believe, on Friday.
I didn't realize we were playing 8 times.
Yeah, I just noticed that. He does have 1 hit already tonight, too, by the way.
Hell yes, brother.
It's not a home run, but it's a hit.
I'll take a hit, dude. That's all I need, man. Shit. But I still know in these 8 games, I won't have as many total bases as Tone does, so it's fine. No big deal.
Don't say that. Don't be down on yourself.
You don't say that. I've lost for 3 months straight. I can say whatever the fuck I want, bro. It's unbelievable. Also, I will tell you, this is like the best Photoshop job you've done in a minute. This is a good one.
Thank you.
It all blends in very well. Their jawlines look great. They're all handsome.
Thank you. Dylan actually looks like, I mean, it's obviously Photoshop, but like it fits. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And Joey very well.
Joey too. Yeah.
You did good here, buddy.
Hey,
all right,
thanks,
I'm going to spin the wheel for next week's thing. Somebody got a cursor up to fill it out. Perfect.
Yep, I gotcha.
Love that. Teamwork over here at the Upper Decker Pod. Dan, sir, you are the first selection.
Oh, God. Okay.
Following that is Mr. Tone, number 2. Leaves your boy with number 3. Starting it off. Dan, back to you. You have the AL and NL West, sir.
All right. Okay.
Tone, you and me, bro, down to the East or the Central, and you have received
the Central.
The Central.
It's worked for me before, buddy.
It doesn't matter. He's won so many fucking times with the Central.
Just keep it going, bro.
Yeah.
I know who I'm going to pick already. That means I get to go Brandon Lau and just close out the season on a high note. Hopefully, boys.
That's fair.
Hopefully. All right, fellers. Anything else to talk about? Or we think we're about good to wrap it up here? What do you think?
I think we're good, my man.
I think so, too. I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening this week. If you tuned into the live stream, we appreciate you guys for doing that. You can catch that live stream every Monday over on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, and all of those are at Upper Decker Pod. You can comment live. We can interact with you. We can show your comments on the screen. We can do all that fun stuff. Just nice to, get a feel from the fans as we're doing this. Tone, what are you sharing? What do you want?
I just wanted to point out that Dan Mori looks like the Big Show.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me in my entire life.
Good. We got to get him some spandex, bro.
They look a lot alike.
Wow.
Yeah, let me take the hat off.
Wow. You see what you miss when you don't turn into the live stream, dude.
Oh.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful work.
All right.
We're over at like TikTok and Instagram too. All of that's Upper Decker Pod. We are working on new content to start throwing out there. So get in before we get, too famous for you. With that being said, Tone, where can they just listen to the episodes if they want to?
Yes, we do encourage you to watch us and see our beautiful faces. But if you can only listen, you can do that at pretty much any streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, tons of other platforms. Just search for Upper Decker Podcast. Leave us a review or a rating if you are there. Give us 5 stars. Tell us we're doing a great job, whatever that platform allows you to do. We appreciate it. Helps us get our name out there a little bit. If you want to help us.
That's honestly huge. Like that's
big.
That's more important than money. If you can leave reviews, if you can leave, ratings, whatever, that helps us move up the list and just get noticed more. The money don't matter if it comes to that because then we'll get the money from the nerds, the new nerds. Just sharing our stuff like on Facebook. If you see Upper Decker went live, just share it. Yeah.
Just share it.
That's
Just put it out there. Yes, and we do appreciate the money though as well. And we talked about it earlier, but Dan's gonna let you know how you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to sign up to be a monthly contributor, you can do that over at anchor.fm/upperdeckerpod/support. And again, you can sign up to be a contributor of 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99 every single month. If you would prefer to just send a one-time donation, we are set up for you to do that as well. If you go to paypal.me/upperdeckerpod, you can leave any denomination that you want, $20 and $20. That would be awesome.
$1 million.
Anything that's $20 or up you can get Ty to do damn near anything. Say something on the show, wear a shirt, wear a Cardinals hat or a Yachty jersey the entire time. Maybe do an episode with his new favorite bobblehead of David Freese celebrating his walk-off.
4 of those bitches.
What?
I want one.
I'm going to stand them all up and pee on all of them.
No, I want one. Pee on 3 of them.
We'll talk about it later.
All right. But yes, all that stuff, as Ty mentioned earlier, goes back into the show. So we can buy new equipment. We can go out and we can try to travel and get some exposure with other players and interviews and get more guests on the show. Goes back into the website. There's just all kinds of stuff that it does to make the show better for you guys. So we appreciate everything that we can get.
Truth. This is not a pity party at all, but I don't think you guys understand how much work and time goes into this shit. So every single little amount of money or review, whatever you can do to help us, helps so much, just astronomically, because we're just 3 guys, you know? It's hard to get our name out when we only know, 3 people each as well. So we need to rely on you guys to help spread the show, help, support it. We've sunk many a dollars into this thing.
Many hours.
Yeah.
So many hours.
Off air.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. But those of you who do support us, we appreciate you guys. Again, the biggest thing would be to leave a review or a rating or just share our stuff. That would be amazing of you guys. With that being said, I guess we will see you guys next week on episode 83 of the Upper Decker Podcast.
One more closer to 100.
Shit, you're scaring me.